Hey guys, welcome back to my little channel of the world. Been about a minute since I've posted. Did I say that right? So we're on to part 2 of the replacement, working on cab corners and rocker panels on my pickup truck. It's been rough. Illinois weather. I don't know if you guys could see this because I keep catching it in the screen. It's a little chilly. Snowed hour or so north of us, but we did not get snow, just a couple flurries. But it's chilly. I mean, when you're used to, you hit the 70-degree mark and then all of a sudden it drops back down, you tend to not be acclimated to it. So I am getting a little closer to finishing these. Got the coating on. So the part 3 on the Nerf bars will be coming up. Just haven't got there yet. I am in the dilemma right now of putting some side lights on my pickup truck and trying to figure out that. So yeah, it's taken me a little bit. Sorry about that. Some of you that might actually be interested in building, things like this for yourself. If you're waiting on me, I apologize. Probably like my wife, she's always waiting on me. She's on her way home now and wants to know why supper hasn't gotten started yet. But I will run through. I'm going to pop the garage and I'll show you some before and afters. If you haven't seen the first video for the rocker panels and cab corners, watch it real quick. Then jump to this part 2. We're going to finish this up. I've got the one side done. And then we're going to talk about something as soon as I show you these photos and kind of go through the process. Let's see if you catch it in some of the photos. Something's not supposed to be there. Okay, guys, did you catch that? If you were thinking there's a bar on the bottom of the door, that is not normal. Well, it's part of it. But there was something else I was referring to. So I'm all for saving a little bit of money. And with this COVID thing going on, daughter was doing the sidewalk chalk ordeal. I needed some more tape. And that's what it is, because I decided, there's a half a roll of extra tape I just bought. I bought her some cheap tape. If you ever get the inkling when you're working on a vehicle to use the cheap tape and not use your blue tape, don't do it. This little stuff right here, yeah, stay away from it. That is stuck, but good, to my truck. I've spent a couple hours here and there just scraping with a plastic scraper. Goo Gone works great to get the residue off, but not the main tape. Good Lord. So I'll take you guys out here. I'm going to show you kind of through the process. Saw the before and after video or photos, sorry. I'll take you through the process real quick, but just wanted to put that in there. Don't ever use white masking tape. I always use the blue. I've tried the green. The green doesn't stick very well. The green is actually really, really good for flat surfaces, latex and stuff, but I find that it wants to bleed through for petroleum-based paints. So they're great for wall paint inside the house that's acrylic, water-based style. But not so much for vehicle use. The blue tape is the best. And I've never had a problem except for when the blue tape gets older. They sit on a pegboard here in my shop. That's where I have problems ripping it. Then the edges, for some reason, stick together and cause problems with trying to pull off a piece of tape. So just go buy the fresh tape. I know that's kind of stinks. But I'm gonna flip you guys over. We'll go check the truck out. There's a couple things I'll just run through you real quick of what I done. A problem I actually found with my door, and it explains some other issues. So we'll flip you over. Now this door was pretty rusted. I threw in just a patch plate right here for now. Everything's sealed up. The reflection is not. It's catching weird light and stuff. That is all black. It is just really weird because I'm looking at it in the screen and I look at it off the screen and it's pure black. It's the lights, the way the sun's shining. I do need to go ahead and put one more coat on these doors, but so on my 2019 work truck, the way they designed the new Ford doors is they come out underneath the truck, and they have the seal on the bottom of the truck. So it's a better way of sealing as the dirt and everything comes up from underneath the truck from the tire, instead of trying, going pretty easily with the crappy seal these older trucks had. Now they can actually, that will stop a direct hit from rocks and everything if you don't have mud flaps. So it worked out pretty good. So in some of the photos I've shown, get underneath here, you start with the cab corner and you're going to do this plate, and then I'll show you inside what I did with you want to use ties, because you can't just tack weld metal straight up. You're going to want to you need to get it reinforced. But then this bottom piece, come around with this one. Then you're going to run bottom plate. It's a 2.5 inch flat steel, and that one runs all the way down on my truck. And then here, this is where I put in these patches, 1/8 inch steel, and it is all good. Solid as can be. As you can see, I did the same thing on this back door here. Still left the drip hole here. Put my rubber back on here. I know it's not for everybody, but and it's not perfectly smooth paint. That's what you're looking for. You're gonna have to do a lot of work and a lot of prep. That is really crazy with the light that it's causing all that to pop through. There, I'll run you inside. A lot of people and how they would do that is you're cutting out that back plate. Let's say this is the top of it where you've cut it. Just some scrap metal. This is actually my 4-inch, part of the 4-inch that'll be used for the other side. So, you would butt that up here, and you're gonna do some tack welds. Now got everything tack welded in, and I run some like 1-inch beads. It's not very easy to do a good job trying to do a very thin metal to a thicker metal. So you put in ties. So this is just 1 inch by 1/8 inch. And in that way you can kind of change also when it's laying flat, which this one piece is curved. When it's laying flat, it's a heck of a lot easier to get a good bead. And you don't have to run solid beads on here. Some 1-inch beads, top and bottom, that's all I did. And then I went through, I have drip cutouts on the bottom, about every 12 inches. On the bottom angle piece is where those are at, and then there's one front and back on the backing plate. And so that way, any moisture that gets in can get out. Now everything where this is, you can't cut perfectly straight with a grinding wheel or cutoff wheel. So all of that do what they do factory-wise. And you can use Durethane. I just used 100% clear silicone and filled everything, smoothed it all out, and it seals up. That is 50-year silicone. I've used it on all my vehicles. If you look at your own vehicle, you're going to see different places the factory actually does the same thing. By also filling it, if there's any chance of a vibration, metal to metal, that really quiets everything down. Did make the truck super quiet driving around town just on the one side. I can't wait till I get the other side done. I wanted to show people that because that's just a major part of the structural integrity if you're trying to excuse me, butt that up. Now, the other part is trying to rip out. Let's go over to the solid piece. See how the factory does it. So your inside piece is going to have, this is going to mesh right up to it. And then when you're putting those, if you buy the kit that actually has the center sections that go between the door, you know, that's going to fill all, going to go straight over, and then it goes here too. And if you look at the way they do it in factory, there's spot weld, where it's the pincher style spot welder that goes through, because these two are together. Now, another hard part, if all this metal here and this part was all good on mine, trying to get those apart when they're actually in good shape, not easy to do. And that's another reason why now I had issues with those sections, you know, like here on this the back door, they stop here. Same in the front, you'll see the line where they stop at. Literally, the rot came through and was stopping 1 inch to 2 inches in each direction past those. So I needed bigger covers. I'd only found one that looked like it was solid all the way across the bottom, but still came up and was sectioned out for each door in the middle. Excuse me, wasn't going to work for me. And when you start looking at anywhere from $400, $600, you know, $100 worth of steel and rubber coating, because I actually used my truck and beat it to death, so that was the route I wanted to take. So truck ended up looking pretty good, except for this tape issue. Now, only place in my entire truck I have bad paint is right here. And I guess the tailgate was destroyed, but I replaced it and have a nice vinyl wrap on that. So I haven't decided, just for now. This appears that that's the primer underneath. The paint, the clear coat came, now the main paint's actually letting the primer show through. Well, when I was working on this and doing the welding on the bottom, and you notice there's some ripples in it. I went ahead and just didn't fill that in. I left it because now I'm going to be replacing the whole damn door. As I was welding on the backside, a god-awful smell was coming through, and I know this stuff from the old was still on there, but that's not the smell that I was smelling. Here's one of the big divots right there. This whole door got bondoed. It's been an accident. Now, I haven't pulled the inside panel off. When I replaced this door one day, I'm just trying to get by for now until a whole paint job is done. This is, I'm assuming this is crushed in somewhere here and there, but this whole thing's been skin coated with Bondo. So something wasn't quite right. That might explain this. When I first bought the truck, before this clear coat started peeling, I knew something was a little bit wrong because you could see that it was messed up. So hey, hopefully I did a decent job of trying to show how I did it. If you got any questions or anything, by all means, please send me some comments. If you like the build, how things are going so far, give me a like. Hey, even subscribe. I love subscribers. I will probably do a time lapse of the whole thing on the other side, just for shits and giggles. Try to cut it down to where it's not going to be horribly long. That's kind of goofy to do, but I thought, hey, why not? If I got a holder coming in, so I could actually have a small tripod to go up underneath the truck even, utilize this, and maybe you guys can kind of see the atrocity that I've gotten myself into. Tonight, if I have time, I'm going to be masking off some Nerf bars And I think I'll at least get, this weekend, get one Nerf bar mounted on the good done side after I get all that wonderful tape taken off there. And again, guys, if you get the need to save some money, this is not where to do it at. Save this for your kids that want to put this on concrete. Sticks damn good to concrete. And they could do chalk all day long during this epidemic. Give them something to do. But don't you use it, because you may be pulling out what's left of your hair. Y'all have a good day. See you next time.